Well, hello and welcome to a Saturday daily against the hard AI with mixed expansions and quite the interesting kingdom, I would say. So finally, my sickness has caught up with me. We have the prophecy here. I'm in quite a good mood because it's super sunny outside, and yeah, I'm already looking forward to going to play some volleyball in the park. No, my sickness is almost gone, and you might be able to hear it a bit still, but I'm of course referring to the sickness on the board, which is a prophecy, which I'll discuss in a bit. As always, if you're not interested in me discussing the cards one by one, feel free to skip to next timestamp. But with that, let's get into the card discussion. We have Mountain Shrine, which is a 5 debt cost card from Rising Sun, which gives +1 sun token, +2 coins, and you may trash a card from your hand. Then, if there are any action cards in the trash, you also draw 2 cards. So it's coin, it's trashing, it's draw if there are action cards in the trash. So it can be quite a versatile thing. However, it also has this +1 sun token, and +1 sun means that after 5 mountain shrines in this case, or 5 omen cards in general have been played, mountain shrine is the only one here, sickness will trigger, and sickness is a prophecy that is one of the bad effects prophecies. There are some that accelerate the game, there are some that slow down the game, and this one is one of those that slow down the game. At the start of your turn, choose one, gain a curse onto your deck, so not only gaining, you have to gain a curse, but you have to deal with it right away on top of your deck, or you discard 3 cards. And note that this doesn't say, like Militia would do, discard down to 3 cards, but rather discard 3 cards in total. So if you've been hit by Militia before, or by Villain in this case, and only have 4 cards in hand, then you still need to discard 3 cards, or just gain a curse onto your deck. Unless, of course, the curses are gone, but at that point, well, yeah, stickness just doesn't matter anymore, but it's gonna be a slog to get to. We have Guardian, which can save you from opponent's attacks, because at the start of your next turn, +1 coin. Until then, when another player plays an attack card, it doesn't affect you. This is also gained to your hand instead of your discard pile, so this enables some opening shenanigans sometimes. If you want to hit 5 of a 3/4, you can just buy Guardian turn 1, play it, and have that +1 coin on turn 2. And also you can open 2/6 essentially, but it is at face value only worth about as much as a copper, and if there are no strong attacks, usually it's not worth gaining at all. Next up, Gladiator. We saw this yesterday, I think. +2 coins. Reveal a card from your hand. The player to your left may reveal a copy of from their hand, and if they do not, you get also +1 coin and trash a gladiator from its pile. And when 5 gladiators have been bought or trashed, Fortune is revealed, which is the super strong payload card. +1 buy, W coin if you haven't yet this turn. When you gain this, gain a gold per gladiator you have in play. And yeah, I'm not sure how much this is going to factor in here, as there is, well, there are 2 villages, but they are not really things I would call reliable villages. We'll get to them now, actually. One of them comes into the game through Hermit. Look through your discard pile. You may trash a non-treasure from it, or from your hand. Gain a card costing up to 3. So trashing both from your hand and discard pile, and you gain a card costing up to 3. At the end of your buy phase this turn, if you didn't gain any cards in it, exchange the Hermit for a Madman. So if you skip gaining any cards in your buy phase, then you get to exchange the Hermit, like put it back onto the pile, and for putting it back, you'll get a Madman, which is a very strong village-like card because it gives 2 actions, and also you draw 1 card per card you have in hand if you return the Madman to its pile. And yeah, so it's a one-shot village effect. Of course, it doesn't fully Um, what do I want to say? It doesn't fully increase your actions reliably at all, just during one turn, and also it is some nice draw, but only during one turn. But it does accelerate you. Usually, it's a thing you want to go for. Early Hermit exchanges into Madman just to speed up the early game, get going a bit quicker. We then have the Wizards pile, starting with Student. A student gives you an action. You may rotate the wizards. Rotating means that you put all copies of the first card into the back and then reveal the next copies. Trash a card from your hand, and if it's a treasure, +1 favor, and you put the student onto your deck. And yeah, this can be nice trashing, nice copper trashing that also comes with favors. It does lower your hand size a bunch, so it's not the yeah, it can be a bit wonky trashing, but here, if you, for example, have Hermit and Student in the same hand, you have the jackpot because you can trash cards from your hand and then just not buy anything during your buy phase. Yeah, favors in this kingdom, we start with 1 favor, and favors can be used for Woodworkers Guild, which is the ally here. At the start of your buy phase, you may spend the favor to trash an action card from your hand. If you did, gain any action card. So this enables us to easily gain 5 cost action cards or even Mountain Shrine if we desire to for just trashing a trasher like Hermit or Student from our hand or even Rats. I'm not sure whether we will go for them for those. Yeah, so we get favors by trashing treasures with students, and we may also reveal conjurers, which are gainers, gaining cards costing up to 4, and being put into the next turn starting hand if you played them. And there are sorcerers, +1 card, +1 action. Each other player names a card, then reveals the top card of their deck. If wrong, they gain a curse. So having multiple of those is usually not super relevant. And finally, there's another technical village, which also gives +6 cards on play, but it also says skip a turn, Lich. 6 cards to action, skip a turn. But it also has a passive ability. When you trash this, discard it and gain a cheaper card from the trash. So it costs 6. So it's I think a nice remodel target because when you trash it, it doesn't really get trashed, and you can remodel it into provinces and other good stuff. And yeah, it's I think we might be going for this. We might be trying to get a few of those into our deck, but we need to be careful not to accidentally play them because skipping a turn can be really deadly. Skipping a turn is really bad, even if you get 2 actions for it. Um, yeah. Of course, if you skip the last turn, your last turn and end the game, and then it's fine because the game will end after your turn anyways. So they might be a nice resource for the end of the game. Yeah, I don't know. We then have Familiar. +1 card, +1 action. Each other player gains a curse, but it costs 3 coins and a potion. Since there's some strong curse trashing in Hermit, here I think we might not go for Familiar. At least we might not go for it in the early game. Maybe if there's a chance to go for it in the mid game, we might pick one up. We have Magpie, +1 card, +1 action. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a treasure, put it into your hand. So a lab for treasures can be okay, but also they breed because if the top card is an action or victory card instead, or not even instead, it could also be treasure victory, or treasure action. Is there a treasure victory card even? Yeah, of course, farm or stuff. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Um, you also gain a magpie from the pile, so they will pile really quickly usually. Rats, +1 card, +1 action, gain a rats. And trash a card from your hand other than rats, or reveal a hand full of rats. And also when you trash this +1 card, and to be extra annoying, if you get if you over rat yourself, they have 20 copies in the pile. Tanuki is a shadow card. You can see the back here, super nice art. When shuffling the Tanuki, you put it onto the bottom of your deck, and on play, you trash a card from your hand, gain a card costing up to 2 more than it, and you may play this from your deck as if it is in your hand. Really pleasant and really strong remodel variant, and certainly one that will speed up the game. Villain is an attack card plus 2 coffers. Each other player with 5 or more cards in hand discards one costing 2 or more, or reveals they can't. As long as your opponents have estates, that this one is rather inconsequential unless they want to trash them. But also Hermit can trash them from your discard pile, for example. But yeah, it can be an annoying attack, and building up those coffers can smooth out your money deck if you want to keep buying provinces. So it is a card to look out for in money decks. I think we're not going to go for it here. And yeah, in general, this is a very interesting kingdom, which I'm not super sure how to approach. There are a few key cards I want to pick up, which are Magpies for something resembling draw. There are Hermits for Madman stuff. I think I want to pick up a student. AI is very unlikely to pick up students usually, especially in face of other trashing. Just to rotate to Lich to play with that card. I want to pick up a few Tanukis. I want to get thin. And I'm not sure whether we're going for Mountain Shrine. I actually don't think so. So usually Mountain Shrine is a super strong card because of all of these effects. 2 coins and treasure cards is already strong. Then the 2 cards is a bonus that will likely, especially with Woodworkers Guild, get activated here. But it is terminal, and this already makes drawing 2 cards much worse, and it will trigger sickness, and I'm not sure I want to deal with that, to be honest. I've been sick enough this week. Let's see whether I will go for the Mountain Shrine and annoy us with that. You can also look at the Kingdom plot. So draw is a little light. I think Magpie is the only reliable draw. There is, of course, Madman and Lich. It's funny how similar those two are. Madman is a one shot, but Lich is skipping your next turn, but both draw you a bunch of cards and give you 2 actions. I didn't ever consider those to be so similar. There's some gains, but notably there's only plus buy in Fortune. So we would need to work a bit for it to reveal it, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think the main thing this kingdom is going to revolve around is Tanukis. So Tanukis and Lich stuff. So yeah, familiar. I don't think is worth it getting the potion and picking up familiars because the first curses will be trashed rather easily, and then if you get the second familiar, you've already spent like 3 buys on familiar stuff, and I don't think that's worth foregoing just to slow down the AI a bit. Because sorry, I'm mumbling nonsense, but with Tanuki, the game might just end sooner than you can brick AI's deck, especially if it can just remodel provinces into provinces. So, opening wise, on the 5-2, I think I'm going for Tanuki. Actually, on a 5-2, I might consider Tanuki Mountain Shrine, despite what I said, but I think it's worse than the. It's better than 2-5. The 2-5, I just go with Tanuki, nothing. But with the 3-4, we can go for, or 4-3, can go for Hermit Student, Hermit Magpie. Both look good. What do we want to take here? I think we will get to 3 to get the Magpie anyways, so let's just go for Hermit Student. And get the Madman in, accelerated trashing, get rid of all of those coppers as soon as we can, and now pick up the Magpie. Okay, this isn't great. Our Hermit bottom decks, and then also we only hit two, but we can top deck the student next turn, pick up a Hermit, and yeah, there are two considerations why I'm not trashing the estate here. One is Magpies like estates for breeding. Of course, we will also be less likely to hit four, but also Hermits will be able to trash the estates and not the coppers. And also I really like having the student on top here. Let's end our buys. Yeah, okay. AI is going for Tanuki already. Which we also might want to do soon. Here, I think I'll trash an estate, actually. Yeah. Oh, wow. This is bad. AI is already at 5 magpies. Ooh, this might be tough. Do we want to draw here first? Yes, I think so, because then the Hermit can gain us another Hermit. Um, we can force that to gain us magpies, I say, and then not draw the Hermit. And of course, the magpie doesn't breed here. Yeah. So course of action is probably to just decline this, trash this to. Oh, interesting. AI is going for gladiator stuff. Um, in another Hermit, we can Tanuki it next turn. And AI still has AI seems like it's very far ahead, actually. I don't like that. Especially with the Magpie stuff. It's really bad. So play this. We do not get to do anything about that. Um, yeah, this is not a great draw. Let's turn this into a magpie. Trash. Do we want to go for Lich already? Actually, do we consider just trashing a copper here? Hmm. Yeah, I like having a few magpies just as like minimum draw. We do concede some of our gains here. So maybe just getting a Lich to remodel stuff next turn is better. Yeah, I think I like that. Yeah, gets the last. It's so snowbally. Wow. Golden province for AI already. I'm not feeling good about this game right now. Um, Now, yeah, we can draw here. It's just going to reveal the Tanuki. We can remodel. At least AI is doing us a favor of putting magpies into the trash. We can remodel the Lich into something nicer. Maybe maybe we just go for province already and trash this student into. Oh, we could also gain a familiar to annoy AI a bit. So AI doesn't have Madman anymore. It does have a bunch of magpies, so it will likely just draw those. It does have a Tanuki. It will draw its gold. It's looking a bit tough. Could also aim for another pair of Tanuki Lich, arguing that on our last turn we will just play one of the Liches and get Tanuki, but is that too early? Hmm. Thing about familiar cursing also mean is that Hermit can really just trash those curses from your from your discard pile, although AI currently is not possessing any hermits. So I think we might want to just annoy it a bit. Could also be a rats. What would that entail? It would mean that we can turn one of our coppers into rats and but that sounds well, maybe we pick up a rats here with our 4 coins. Hmm. Yeah, this is tough. I really dislike our opening draws. We kind of got screwed also by AI just getting so far ahead on the Magpie stuff. Um, yeah, let's go for the familiar. Just annoy AI a tiny bit and pick up maybe a silver to draw in conjunction with the rest here. Now let's see what this turn will give us. AI goes for province, and we can Tanuki a Lich into a, what do we want to gain here? Province. Now I wish we had picked up a Lich last turn. We picked up a Hermit there. Not great, not great. Do we want to buy anything even? Maybe not. Maybe we're just fine with our current draw, but also 2 Magpies and a silver bottom deck, which wasn't super likely. I would have loved to see that silver for another Tanuki or another Lich. No, actually another Tanuki for sure. Yeah, let's be sad and end our buys here. Yeah, no, this is not good. Do get to draw a bit. I almost clicked that Lich. Let's curse AI. We do hit 6. Gain a Magpie. I think AI is able to double province, but not triple province. So what we should do here is pick up a second Tanuki in order to next turn maybe play or should just be a Lich to ensure that we draw. No, we cannot double province without. This is so tough. Let's go for that second Tanuki. Okay, it goes for Duchy. And yeah, this is a win, right? Almost a win. If we play this Lich now, we just need to find one more copper to buy an estate. And then we can just double Tanuki those provinces into provinces. And, oh well, I guess we can play this to draw the silver. And yeah, even trash this into another friendly Lich. And we would skip our next turn. We have this icon here. But we just so managed to win this. And yeah, I like how I maneuvered this in the end, especially against the AI snowballing in the early game with those Magpie gains. But oh sorry, I wanted to click this. But yeah, so what was annoying for me was this, well, of course, this turn 4 hand, and then the madman is essentially missing the shuffle here. And then seeing that AI gained magpies here, like 3 magpies at that point, it yeah, okay, it just revealed one here, but it had like 5 magpies by turn 6, and did the Tanuki stuff, did the madman stuff, and got a deck, well, at least threatening some stuff with all of those golds and Tanukis. But yeah, luckily we just managed to prevail. In the end, I really am glad that we picked up the familiar and not the rats, just because those three curses did make the difference in the end, and maybe even have prevented AI from drawing somewhere here in the end. Not sure. I don't th- I don't see any curses making any difference on AI's draws here, but yeah. I mean, it would have drawn copper gold to Magpies. It would have been able to at least turn the gold into a province and given us some trouble. We, of course, could have also just turned the Lich into a province on our last turn, but ending the game is much, much better than not doing so. Well, I'm sure you came for those insightful advices here. In any case, I'm rambling. The video is 26 minutes long. I even imagined it to be longer because I spent so much time deciding what to gain off of that Woodworkers Guild. But yeah, quite the interesting kingdom. I'm not sure how we would have dealt with sickness. I think it would have hit us more than AI here also because of AI's more consistent or also nice Tanuki setup with the points lead. Um, I liked the Lich trashing. I think it's really valuable to go for it here. Also, to have that resource on your last turn to go for it. I'm also very happy we did draw the Lich in our starting hand on the last turn. That was far from guaranteed by the end. But yeah. By the way, how many magpies did we end up with? In the end, we had 4 magpies just because AI trashed 2. But yeah, I would have loved to have a bit more of those. I would have also liked to have been a bit more trashed out on the copper front, but the timing where we needed to trash the student was there, I think. Anyways, yeah, I've already said I'm rambling, but I'm just happy we did win this. I hope you took away some strategical advice. Don't get tilted by your Hermit bottom decking. Just play on and keep calm, put in a familiar maybe. Track AI's gains, like leaving the 3 provinces there was really important. It would have been a bit tough had AI double provinced, no? No, actually had AI double provinced. Yeah, it would have been quite tough. We would have needed to province Dutch, no, province estate. No, which we would have been able to do with turning the Lich into the province. But our Lich was the only target for remodeling stuff with the Tanuki. So we might have had a tough time had we not had AI not left us this opening to win here. Anyways, sorry. I keep saying I keep rambling and then I keep rambling anyways. But yeah, this has been it. I'd like to thank you for watching and we'll try to catch you next time. Goodbye.